Wonders of Grace, Charles Sandell. His early life has been dissolute and depraved, regardless of God and the concerns of his soul. But being a fellow workman in the pottery of Dolton and Watts with Brother Flood, he persuaded him to go to the music hall to hear Mr. Spurgeon about 12 months since. He continued to attend without any apparent benefit, though was frequently made to weep under the sermon. But during the absence of Mr. Spurgeon on the continent, heard Mr. Radcliffe and some observation he made relative to the awful condition of those who sat under a faithful ministry, such as the pastor of this church, and who joined the church and went on in sin, was made the means of convincing him of sin. After the service he had some conversations with Mr. Rowe and one of the elders, who told him it was not his tears that could save him, but believing in Jesus. The conversation was blessed to him, and he was enabled to trust his soul on Jesus Christ. Now trust alone for salvation on the blood and merits of Jesus Christ. He daily strives against sin and believes that he who began the good work in his soul will carry it on. He feels deeply anxious about his unconverted relatives and sends Mr. Spurgeon's sermons to Australia to his brother. Advised him to come and see me or the elders again. Signed, John Ward. Subsequent entry. Came again, feels himself a sinner, but since he has been in the habit of attending the ministry of Mr. Spurgeon, he has been led to feel himself a new creature. Old things are passed away and all things are become new. Attends Brother Hank's Bible class with Prophet and declares that he was once blind, now he sees. Wishes to be baptized because it is commanded, and as he is a believer he felt he ought to be baptized. I believe it a genuine good case. Gave a card. Signed, James Lowe. William Addington has attended Mr. Spurgeon's ministry for 3 years. The sermon on the shaking of the mulberry leaves was made the means of his conversion. Ever since that time, the strife of the spirit against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit has been going on. The evening that he heard that sermon, he poured out his soul on Southwark Bridge, being a quiet spot, and God heard his prayer, and many times since he has found that a hallowed spot. Has such a sense of the wickedness of his heart that he is much cast down, but the sermon on Sunday evening decided him in coming forward. He could not stay away from the Lord's people. He must have a flag raised for the Savior, if it's ever such a ragged flag. He long resisted the Spirit. For a short time after his conviction of sin, he tried to get away from it and stifle convictions, but he could get no peace. Now his whole desire is to love and serve the Lord, and prays that he would keep him in the right way. I believe this to be a brand plucked from the burning, and have no doubt of the genuineness of the case. Gave a card. Signed, John Ward. To God be the glory.